Hello and welcome to Nikolai's genetics lessons and very strange question of the day. Which amino acids are acidic? Because many of you probably think that if the name contains acid, that means that all amino acids have to be acidic. But today you are going to learn that not all amino acids are going to be acidic. How come? And take a look at this picture. What you see here, two amino acids, and we also call amino acids being amphoteric. What does it mean? This means that each amino acid has a group which has acid properties, which is in this case carboxylic acid, and amino group which represent basic properties. Each amino acid we call amphoteric. Acidic part of the molecule tend to lose proton, and basic part of the molecule tend to gain proton. This is true about amino acids. Still, amino acids would make a peptide bond, and this is condensation reaction. So one molecule of water is going to be lost during this reaction. Polypeptide can be very long molecule, up to 1000 residues and more. So on the overall, it's only going to have at the very first amino acid basic part of the molecule, and polypeptide also is going to end with carboxylic acid group. So on the overall, it's going to be negligible, and backbone of the polypeptide is going to be neutral. Now let's pay attention to this table of 20 amino acids. Now when we know that polypeptide backbone no acidic, no basic, how come that some of these amino acids can be acidic? Take a look. Each molecule has a backbone that is going to be the same in each amino acid, and also has R group that is going to be different in each amino acid. So when we say that some of the amino acid can be acidic, we actually talking about R group. Only 2 amino acids out of 20 are going to be acidic, and it is very easy to memorize which ones. Take a look. This is going to be the first one, and it's called aspartic acid. So it has acid in its name. And another one is going to be glutamic acid. Again, it has acid in its name. If you check all the rest, none of the other amino acid has acid in its name. For example, either leucine and serine or tryptophan doesn't have in its name the word acid. Only aspartic acid and glutamic acid has R chain that is going to be slightly acidic and would give such a property to these amino acids at the normal physiological pH, which is between 7 and 7.4. Now let's talk about the properties of these amino acids. On this picture, you see not 2 amino acids, but 4 amino acids. Let me explain why. So here is a aspartic amino acid, and its amide, which is almost the same, but the difference is that oxygen here is replaced with nitrogen. So this is going to be amide, and the properties are going to be slightly different. For example, in aspartic acid, it's going to be negatively charged, and it's going to be hydrophilic, and it's going to be polar. Amide is going to be polar, non-charged, and hydrophilic. Glutamic acid, just like aspartic acid, at the physiological pH is going to be negatively charged, going to be hydrophilic and polar. Glutamine, which is amide of the glutamic acid, you see nitrogen here replace oxygen. This is only difference, and properties are going to be the same as asparagine. This amino acid is going to be polar, hence it's going to be hydrophilic, uncharged, and also both of them are going to be not ionizable. So we can say both aspartic acid and glutamic acid has in the R chain second carboxyl group. Just to avoid confusion, amides of both aspartic acid and glutamic acids are not acidic. I show them here together for different purposes. For example, on your exam, you can be asked which amino acids are acidic and you would know. Also, you may be asked which amino acids are essential and which not. So just memorize that these amino acids are not essential and the amides are also not essential. So this is how easy to memorize 4 amino acids which are not essential. And I almost can guarantee you that you are going to have such a question on your exam when you have to choose which amino acids are essential and which are not. So it is very easy to memorize these 2 acidic amino acids and the amides which are not essential. The R groups are very similar and their names are very similar: aspartic acid, asparagine, glutamic acid, and glutamine. I hope now it's going to be much easier for you to pass the exam. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video. Goodbye.